welcome back to A Shitload of Sports. Good to see you guys again. Muscle Sport Media's foray into the Diamond Field Court and rink. Maybe even pitch, right? They call it pitch in soccer.
We'll do a little World Cup later. The World Cup this summer.
Always got fun stuff to do, but we are going to talk about something Keefus was recently experienced, and I've experienced it many years in the past, is Major League Baseball in the state of Florida. Can it sustain a Major League team over the long term? And I've always been type of guy that said no. I thought it was a bad idea when they brought the first team in, the Marlins in '93. You said 93. It was, and they came in with the Rockies, right? That was that
they
first
came in
National
Rockies
League
in '93.
expansion.
Yep.
And I know Tampa was always like the Twins were going to move there, the A's, there was the Giants. There was always a lot of teams talking about coming to Tampa. The Indians, right, with the mistake by the lake. And what was it, Naomi was the guy, the Bruce Naomi or something, was the original owner. And they gave the American League an expansion team when they came in with the Diamondbacks, right, in '98?
98 was the Tampa Bay Rays and the Diamondbacks.
So the AL got one.
What that did was that moved the Brewers from the National League, from the American League to the National League.
To the National League, now Central.
National League Central. That Tampa Stadium, I went there this over the Easter break.
Right at the beginning of the season.
With my kids. Yeah. We went down there to visit my sister who has a place in Bradenton. And we went to, I believe it was the third game of the season, Red Sox versus Tampa Bay Rays. Nice crowd. But the problem was it was a big Red Sox crowd, and it was only about 10,000 people there.
What do they hold in the
I would say about 38 to 40.
Okay. The Tropicana Dome. It was the Thunderdome when the Lightning played in there, which I kind of weird. Lightning playing in a big dome
that was
stadium.
Now, that dome was built,
they built it
in the mid to late 80s.
They did it to woo a team.
And and what happened is what Major League Baseball, what the teams would do is they would always threaten to go there. So that was always the carrot dangling.
Yeah, give me a new stadium
or else. That's how a stadium got built in Cleveland. That's how a stadium got built in San Francisco. That's how a stadium got built in, I believe, Baltimore.
Oh, with Camden.
I believe.
The old Memorial Stadium.
That's also how they got a new stadium in. There was one more place that got a new stadium. I digress, but that was always the carrot. Yeah. And for a while there, the town of Tampa, who had built that, kind of with tacit approval from Major League Baseball, saying, "Hey, listen, if we build a team, a stadium, do you think we can get a team?" And baseball at the time said, "Yeah, you never know. Someone might move." So eventually, by 1994, 95, when they were awarding new teams for the 98 season, they awarded it to Tampa because they kind of had promised Tampa, if you build it, they will come type of situation.
Yeah.
So Tampa was awarded a team. In fact, the game that I went to, they were honoring the first team in 1998. Boggs was honored because he was on that team. Boggs left the Yankees after the 97 season because he was from the Tampa area, wanted to play on that team. John Flaherty, former catcher for the Yankees and Red Sox, he was on that team. Other than that, there were very few players that you would remember.
Oh, they were terrible.
Yeah, they were tough for a long time. They had gotten a few good rookies, Ben Grieve.
Yeah.
They actually they did the first team that drafted Josh Hamilton. But then Josh Hamilton had all his drug issues, and
they released him.
That's where the story went.
He was supposed to be a superstar. I mean, if he didn't fuck himself up,
they went with three outfielders. They went with Ben Grieve, Josh Hamilton, and Rocco Baldelli.
Rocco Baldelli, didn't he have a big first season and then he just tailed off?
And then he kind of washed out.
Kind of like Smoking Joe Charbonneau on the Indians in the early '80s.
He had a really good Kevin Moss.
Yes, Yankee.
He had a really good upside, to use a big baseball tonight word, a Buster only word. He had a tremendous upside, but he had some sort of back injury, and it just it degenerated and never really turned into. But then during the Evan Longoria years and really Joe Madden years, they really turned it around.
Won the pennant.
Now, when I was at the stadium, half of the upper deck, this just recently, half of the upper deck was tarped. This is the first weekend of the season. and half the upper deck is tarped. Half the stadium were in Red Sox hats. Now, listen, the stadium is clearly antiquated. You know, it doesn't have an open concourse. The only thing you could really do is look at the
fish,
the devil rays, which I did take my kids over to.
Which they don't even use that as the moniker anymore, right. But they still have the patch of the devil ray.
They do,
because it's the sun rays is what they tried to when the new ownership came in.
I was sitting next to someone at the stadium who was a season ticket holder since '98. And it was a couple, and they were telling me that the new stadium is going to be built in Ybor City, in Tampa proper, not in St. Pete. That's another issue with the stadium. Yeah. The stadium is actually in St. Pete, a good 40, 50 minutes from Tampa.
So there is no such thing as Tampa Bay. They use that as the team name for sports to encompass that whole Tampa St. Pete.
Sarasota, Bradenton, St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa, you know. As far away as Winter Haven, that's technically, you know, in the Tampa Bay region. Yeah. Because that's where that's their broadcasting region. Yeah. So
I would fucking throw a fucking thing. I would say the Tampa Yankees draw better than the fucking Tampa Bay Rays later in the season. And I don't even know what the capacity is at that Tampa Stadium where the Yankees play.
Oh, George Steinbrenner Field?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a minor league stadium, so I would say maybe 10 grand.
I was gonna say 6,000-7,000.
Maybe 10 grand.
If it's 10,000, I bet you they make fucking. They probably put a better, gate than some of these Devil Ray games.
Well,
Rays games.
The Tampa Yankees would be the single A team.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. That's lower level. The
lowest level.
It's beautiful stadium.
Though. Yeah.
That's where they do their spring training and everything.
Yes. Yeah. And that's right across from where the Buccaneers play.
Yes.
So,
yes, I got mud on my shoes Super Bowl weekend in 2009 when the Steelers played the Arizona Cardinals, and I think it was a Thursday or Friday night. The NFL Experience was right there by the stadiums, and there's all this big grass and dirt and everything. And walking through it, I got mud on my sneakers.
And what'd you do with the mud?
I had to wash it off in the hotel with the fucking washcloth. They probably thought I had diarrhea when they came to clean the room the next day.
Oh, I thought maybe you you took a mud bath on yourself.
No, it was not Woodstock. Yes, Jimi Hendrix was not playing the national anthem that night.
Tampa, we'll see with this new stadium where they go with it. Can they get being in Tampa proper? Will that attract more fans? No. Having a retractable dome. Because this dome stadium is not retractable. It's got the ambiance of an indoor water park.
It's fucking looks. I don't know how it looks in person, but
yeah, it smells like chlorine. It's got that chlorine smell to it, so you feel like you're in a big indoor pool.
And when they had a good team, they did draw pretty good. I mean, they made the World Series, right? They lost to the Phillies in 2008. Right?
Yes.
And then the Yankees beat the Phillies in 2009.
2009, yes.
So Tampa, they were a playoff team. They had David Price. I mean, they had a lot of good ball players on that team. Mm-hmm. Joe Madden was a great manager for that team, but they couldn't afford to keep him. And he went to the Cubs. He got big money to go to Chicago.
And they are a small market, and they'll continue to be a small market. As much as Florida is growing by leaps and bounds in population, with people retiring, people moving down there.
Transplants, they're not fans of
that
team.
The problem. It is a lot of transplants. So,
yes,
but
like
at
Boston
least
people, then Tampa people.
They are going to get a new stadium, so let's just, time will tell what's going to happen with Tampa. Can they pick up the attendance? Hopefully. And hopefully they stick around. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I've been to, like I said, that one game, and I've been to a game there before. This fans seem very nice. It's not like going to Philly where, God forbid you're from another team. Even if you're not rooting for your team, if you're from another state, you're going to wind up getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
So.
I say no matter what this new stadium brings to the table, they will never be able to sustain a full-time team there. They're always going to be they'll have some years where they're just talent. The young, when you suck year after year, you draft good, and sometimes it's like playing lotto. Sometimes that draft picks turn out good, and that's how that 2008 team. It was all, homegrown players that came up out of their system, and they were all good, and then those players all left when their contracts were up. They couldn't afford them. So I think that's what you can see a cycle in Tampa. More second division finishes than not. But speaking of new stadiums, let's
go south. Let's go down south
Marlins
on 75 and take Alligator Alley across to Miami, and Derek Jeter, the 1% of a 1% owner, but the face of the team for the new Miami Marlins.
He'd probably be the best player on the field if he fucking threw a glove on.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm going to say no. I looked at this lineup before they sold the team at the end of last year. Marcell Ozuna, Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, Bauer, D. Gordon.
Mm-hmm. They're all gone now.
Well, no, Trevor Bauer's still there.
Yeah, most of those names are all fucking traded away now.
JT Realmuto. Offensively, they had a good team. Pitching was hurting.
Yeah.
Although, this guy Garcia beat the Mets last night. I beat the Mets last week and beat the Yankees last night.
Yeah.
Their pitching was the problem. And for them to get better pitching, they would have gone out and bought it. They don't have the money. They're losing money. That's what Derek Jeter's issue is with the team. Yeah. That's why they got rid of Stanton. The stadium they built sucks.
It's fucking horrible.
It sucks.
Ugh.
I've never been there, but I know it sucks because I look at it and I say, this place sucks. and this is coming from someone that's given Tampa a pass with fucking Tropicana Field.
Yeah.
That stadium looked like it sucks because you got all that bullshit in center field.
It looks like fucking something from Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible. You got to eat mushrooms to really enjoy that fucking thing. And it's deep. It's fucking 410 in a dome all the way. That's ridiculous. It's too fucking deep. That place sucks. But here's your issue. You can open that dome. So that's nice. You have a nice Miami day. Leave that fucking dome open all the time. Only close it if it's going to pour, and I would close it at the last second because I'm sure as shit people are hot as fuck in there.
Yeah.
All right? So that stadium is my number one problem. My number two problem, you have a tremendous population in Miami, and I'm talking to you, Miami. Show up.
Yeah.
Show up for this team, and you'll get the players. Put the money into the team, you'll get the players. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Yankee fan and Jeter owns it now. But yes, I understand in '97 they broke up the team. That sucked. 2
fire sales.
And then in '03 they had a fire sale. So this is the third fire sale. I understand the frustration.
And there's no title
being
after
a
this
Marlins
one.
fan.
Or before this one, I mean.
Then again, I know you all don't own. Not everybody in fucking Miami owns a boat. Not everybody in Miami has a pool. But you got great weather, and I know you can walk up to that stadium for probably $5-6 and go to a game. Go to 5, 6, 7 games a year. If you like baseball and if you like the team, show up every once in a while. You will get a product if you show up. Because I don't want to see Florida baseball go away. I want to see more teams. I really like to see a team in every state. It's not going to happen because no one's going to fucking play in Alaska. And no one's going to play in Idaho.
The midnight game in Alaska, the famous minor league all-star game, they play overnight when it's daylight out.
The last baseball player from Alaska, I think, was Trajan Langdon. The guy that played for Duke, that he also played in minor league baseball. I'd like not to see Florida baseball go the way of the Buffalo or the Bison and fucking get, eliminated by fucking people throwing darts at it because they're so angry that no one's coming. Try to come to the games. You have a new ownership group. Give them a shot. You got a new stadium. Give it a shot. Because I'm looking around at that stadium. They drew 6,000 fucking people. 6,000 people.
Inexcusable.
That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
There was more at Grant's tomb.
You could,
in the 70s
and again, to the Marlins ownership, you have to take a page out of the Mets book. Buy sell standing room only tickets.
Yeah.
Sell cheap tickets or make the whole upper deck a fucking general admission and sit wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You got to start playing some Bill Veeck games to get people into the stadium. I'm not calling for Nickel Beer Night because we know what the fuck's going to happen during Nickel Beer
Disco Sucks Night?
Yeah. I'm not calling for Disco Sucks Night, but stop the disco night too in fucking the Clevelander that you got going on there. You want to put broads
Cleveland
in bikinis?
Is fun, man.
No, but they have one in the stadium.
Oh, they do. The regular Cleveland.
You want to put girls? You put up girls in bikinis as ball girls. Excellent job. God. Excellent idea. You want to, you want to have a all you can drink and eat brunch special before a Sunday day game. There you go. Do stuff like that. I'd hate to see this go away. I really would. I would like more expansion, not less. I'm not a purist that says the quality of baseball, you have to have fucking 16 teams. But it's not looking good. and your stadium sucks. So you got to make up for it. And that's my rant. Joe?
I've never been to the new stadium, like you said. I've been to, I still call it fucking Joe Robbie Stadium. I went to a Marlins game there in '94, so it was their second year in the league. It was a Saturday. I think they used to do like 6 o'clock starts. I don't know if they still do, but it was a Saturday.
Probably because of the heat.
Yeah, because of the heat. It was we walked up and bought them, and it was a ton of us. We were there on a fucking like a crazy drinking guys trip, and so we just drove to the stadium. And we just walked up.
See, but you took time out of a crazy drinking guys trip to go to a baseball game.
And they played the Giants. It wasn't like they were playing the Mets. I think we just wanted to go to the stadium.
Right.
Just
so,
experience it.
How hard is that?
I love going to ball games. I don't care who's playing, you know, minor league or major league. So we all went to this one game with the Florida Marlins, and we had a good time. It was fun. I mean, that stadium, it's always been a football stadium. Mm-hmm. I've been there for football, a number of times besides that time for baseball. So to me, I think it was a mistake changing the name from Florida to Miami. I think since Florida is a very transient and transplant kind of place, I think if you call it, like I think California Angels was a better name than this fucking Anaheim and LA and all this shit. I think that way you're not alienating anybody. So did they think they were going to get... If the Miami fans weren't coming when the team was fucking winning and the stadium is in their fucking place anyway, close to home, changing the name to Miami is not going to make them want to fucking come. And people weren't buying fucking uniform shirts, retro uniform, the shit, because it said fucking Miami on it. Nobody was buying those things. So I think that was a mistake, but whatever. I mean... You had the Phoenix Coyotes change their name to Arizona Coyotes to not alienate, because plus they played in Glendale. And also, what's the other fucking team that the Cardinals, right? The Phoenix Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL. So they went the opposite way with the Marlins. Right. So I think that was a mistake. The new stadium was a bad idea, even though they did need a stadium to play in. You need a baseball stadium there, football, multi-purpose stadium.
And you need the dome. You need a retractable dome. Yeah. If just a dome, but you preferably
heavy rain
all the time.
You don't want to get a million rain delays or rain out. So, to me, if you have a team that came in the league in '93 and already has 2 championships and still can't put a good product on the field, I don't care what conditions those championships were won under or how long ago or how recent, that is a bad sign for a team. So I think the Rays are going to be the first team gone, but I think eventually Florida will lose both teams. It's a spring training town. It can't sustain Major League Baseball over 162 games and hopefully more if you want to make the playoffs and win. So I think it's more of a, let's go see the fucking, let's go to to Bradenton where the Red Sox are, or whatever Pirates, and then Tampa for the Yanks, and the
But that means the season ends once the season starts. The spring season, and so baseball season ends for people in Florida.
They can go see minor league games. I don't think that they have enough fan base to have these people. I think people will go. I'm not even going to bother looking at numbers. I'm going to just say this as a guess, and I guess I'll look it up, before I edit this, and I'll put the numbers, and I'll say, idiot, you were wrong, or Joey, you were right. I bet you when the Yankees come to Tampa or Miami, there's a lot more attendance than when a shitty team comes there, like the Padres or something.
The Red Sox, the Dodgers,
where a lot of transplanters are coming from. So that means those, like you said, there was more Sox fans than there was Ray fans in the Tampa Stadium in the first weekend of the season. So that means they're not going to see the hometown team. They're going to see the road team. So that shows you they don't have a fucking fan base of their own. So I know Major League Baseball they don't like to move teams and stuff like that, and it doesn't happen very often. It's been a long time, but I have a feeling they won't retract them. They're not going to bounce them, but I have a feeling they're going to have to admit defeat that Florida is not a Major League Baseball town for a full season. Both leagues, both teams. That's my opinion.
Get ready, North Carolina. You got a team coming to you.
You never know. Hey, I don't know where they're going to move them, but I just think over the long term, those teams are not going to be able to do it, and you can see it right now. They're both in fucking sinking, both of them.
Las Vegas, Portland, Oregon.
You know
I don't
what?
think Las Vegas. I think the Las Vegas Raiders are screwed once they go there.
I think that was a terrible move too, but the Golden Knights are working out great for the NHL. They had a successful season and they're still in the playoffs. They first team, I think they said the first or second team. I think they said the Penguins swept the Oakland Seals in 1970, their first playoff appearance. So
that was Mo Manta was on the Seals.
Was he?
Yeah,
Was it a
so.
Charlie O'Finley, the green and white and?
No, I think they were like gray and gray.
Oh,
It was
they
really
used to wear
drab.
white skates too, like the white cleats they had. It was Charlie O'Finley owned the Seals, also California Golden Seals originally, but that's pretty much. I mean, Keith has a little more faith in it than I do. Let us know what you guys think. Hit it up on the fucking comments there. Tell us if you think Florida's going to be a great team again and win more World Series championships, like the Marlins have. Then obviously they're going to stick around for a few more years. But that's going to do it for this edition of A Shitload of Sports. You can go to musclesportmag.com/subscribe. $32 a year, free shipping in the United States. Or go to musclesportmags.com/store, $9.99 and free shipping for these shirts. You also got pink and white. Matches my underwear. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.